Turn it down.
If you are watching this show, you are a real one.
Turn it down.
An absolute real one. What is up, everybody? Welcome into the Losers Lounge. What a night. We are presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Make sure you use the code DNVR when you sign
Shout
up.
out,
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Michael Porter Jr. just couldn't make one more three tonight.
No, he did, and then they took it away from him. Just to make it even more painful for you.
I was a night ruiner. The Nuggets fall tonight, 128-98. I don't even know if I can call them the Nuggets. The Nuggets with Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Aaron Gordon still in Denver. Lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight. This was a tough one. We got mundered. We got blown out. We'll give our top takeaways and much more.
Rats.
I'm Harrison Wynn, joined here by Brendan Vogt.
You know, fellas, some results are easy to stomach, but that doesn't make them easy to watch, does it?
Amen to that. This was definitely a tough one to watch. Also joined by D-Line.
I'm here, but I'm not. You know what I mean? Like I showed up for the game, but I'm not. Like this isn't Eric. You know what I mean?
Physically,
Like
here.
the Nuggets.
Or maybe
this is
not
like,
mentally.
I'm
here.
being controlled by the Peyton Watson part of my brain.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Not really, but okay. Also joined by Superstar Dev.
I mean, I'm excited that we got that out of the way. Hopefully, there's not many more of those. And if there are, hopefully it's just because Denver already has their number one seed in the NBA locked up.
They are trending in that direction. They lost tonight. Memphis Grizzlies also lost tonight. But
ATA might be the best segment
I
tonight.
can't wait for Around the Association tonight. I can't wait. Should we do a quick recap?
Oh,
Fast recap?
Make it quick.
Dude,
Make it quick.
please. I do not want to relive this game.
Well, you've got to. This game started off with Michael Porter Jr. being really aggressive early on, and he was aggressive going to the rim. I thought Jaden McDaniels, who I love, by the way, was playing really tough, aggressive defense on Michael Porter, not really letting him get many open threes. So Porter was taking it to the rim, trying to take him off the bounce. He had 8 of Denver's first 15. He did it all from 2-point range, and like I said, on some aggressive drives to the rim. Midway through the first quarter, later in the first quarter, Peyton Watson subs into the game. Peyton Watson in the rotation.
P. Watt?
I think for the first time in his NBA career tonight. I think on his first possession, he also turned it over.
He did.
And
It
led to an Anthony Edwards wide open dunk.
His first touch.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Welcome to the NBA, P. Watt. Peyton Watson was in the rotation. Bones Hyland was not, without 4 starters. We'll talk about that a little later in the show, but I think that tells you all you need to know about Denver's plans at the trade deadline. It was 32-21, the Nuggets down 11 after the first quarter. A big takeaway from the first half for me, the Nuggets ran nothing for Michael Porter Jr. We were talking about this on the pregame show. All right, Michael Porter Jr., the only starter in this game for Denver. This could be a big night for him. Denver ran nothing for him. They were just like running Bruce Brown, DeAndre Jordan pick and roll every time down.
Did you like that?
No,
Okay.
I hated watching it. Also in the second quarter, Christian Braun was everywhere. Really good defense. He got a run going for Denver in this one, generating steals, pushing the pace in transition, finishing at the rim. Then Minnesota kind of got things going again. Halftime, 63-43. Minnesota was up. To open the third quarter, a couple quick jumpers from Michael Porter. Denver had the lead down to 15 points. MPJ got another 3 to fall later in the quarter. Michael Porter did fill it up tonight in the end, 22 points, which actually was a game high from both teams.
Both teams led all scorers.
Christian Braun scored a career-high 16 points in 26 minutes tonight. And then the Nuggets got the lead all the way down to 14, and you were thinking, all right, maybe with a little run here, you could at least make things interesting.
Jeff Green said, psych. Sorry,
Yeah.
is that your note?
I actually had, my next note was Jeff Green was terrible all game.
Okay. Yeah.
That coincided
So same
with
Close.
another Minnesota Timberwolves run, and all of a sudden the Nuggets were down 23 early in the fourth, their largest deficit of the season, and that was about it. Nuggets fall 128-98. Denver is now 37-16 on this season. All right, enough with that. Top takeaways.
You want to hear mine? We got to fire Malone. How can you lead a team out there to get embarrassed by the? Listen, there's the concept of a schedule loss. This was a schedule loss. And there's the concept of we're literally not trying to win this game.
There's a scheduled loss, and then there's a yes, like we want to make sure this is 100% a scheduled loss.
We believe you in that this is a scheduled loss.
Yeah.
We're going to lose this in a way that is going to be earth-shattering, head-spinning. I mean, I'll be interested to hear if you guys are able to pull a single real take from this game. I don't have a single one. I've got nothing.
Wow.
Zero.
That's a first on this show.
Zero.
No top takeaway from D-line.
My top takeaway is that, remember last night?
Yeah, it was great.
There it is.
Superstar Dev, what do you got?
My top takeaway in this game is that when you step outside, the sky is not falling. That game really did not count, but there are things to learn from a game like this. In Summer League, you play guys and you're just trying to see who can fit, who can step up, who can explore their game in different ways. And I felt like in this game, there were things that you could pick up. Christian Braun was the biggest beneficiary of a game and having a monster game. In a sense, he's out there with other guys. Like, there was no chance for him to be himself. But he got to show that he can score. He can fill up the box score. He can still defend at a high level. And when all eyes are on him, he's going to be a different guy. So it was great to see him in a new role and just show that he does belong. And that's as a rookie.
Yeah, and I think we can get to it right away. Christian Braun tonight was the DraftKings Sportsbook King of the game. 19 points, career high, 5 rebounds, 1 assist.
Let's go,
and
dude.
I agree with you, Dev. And something that helped Christian Braun have a great game tonight and win the DraftKings Sportsbook King of the game, playing hard is a skill. And that's something that it was so apparent tonight. Christian Braun just played harder than most of the guys out there.
Oh, yeah.
He got 10 points just from playing hard.
Yeah.
It was that simple. So
yeah, it's one of those kind of games where you can just be a try hard and be a king.
No, for sure.
Be a king. Listen, I mean that is where we're at. The NBA is stealing money from fans when they create these games on their schedule. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Yep.
The fact that all of us are gathered to watch and talk about this game when it's a farce is disgusting.
I do think, though,
It drives me crazy.
This is really when we actually earn our paycheck. These are the nights.
This is an opportunity to talk about something real, though. My biggest takeaway of the game was that Christian Braun really did earn DraftKings Sportsbook King of the game. Could argue MPJ, but given what's expected of each of them respectively coming into this night, 7 of 10 from the field for Christian Braun, career high 19 points, as you just said. But he looked really confident, and he also created for himself a little bit off the dribble, which we have seen none of because he knows his role, and that's not his role unless he's in a game like this. So we joke about the horrors that follow someone exploring their game.
Oh
sometimes.
man, the horrors.
But
the
Christian was
flashbacks.
exploring his game last night, and I liked what I saw. I mean, the stonks are up on this kid.
Yeah, he probably had more isolation possessions tonight, maybe than he's had all season.
All season,
that
man.
might be hyperbole, but you know what I mean.
I do. No,
He was trying to break his man down off the dribble. He doesn't have much shake to his game, but he's stronger than I think a lot of defenders think he is. And he was just going into guys' body and just
Are you talking
finishing
about?
at
Are you
the
talking
rim.
about the brown bag?
The what?
The brown bag. Everybody knows
bag
about
lunch.
the brown bag.
The brown
Christian,
bag?
Christian,
Is this an
Christian
inside
Brown's
joke
bag
that I don't know
His
about?
bag.
D-line's just
The
beating
The brown
himself.
bag. He's brown bagging it.
Yeah, but really when you talk about a sense of belonging, this is not to just put another player down, but Peyton Watson also played in this game, and he very much looks like a rookie that has not played a lot of minutes in this league. Christian Braun looks like a vet that has played a lot of minutes in this league, and that's what you want to see from a guy. You go out there, and Minnesota didn't just roll over. They didn't just not play their guys. D'Angelo Russell's out there for pretty much the entire game. You're going against starters. You're going against a team that really wants to beat you badly. And Christian Braun got to show he can bring that energy, still play hard, and that's with a huge deficit. That's without other caliber players around you to try to match the team that you're going against. They lost by 30 in this game, and it still looked like he wanted to win the game, even though they're down so big. Those are winning plays. Those are winning. That's a winning attitude that you want, and he's trying to get in that circle. That's what he wants to be.
He's in my circle.
Yeah.
He's in my circle of trust.
Yeah, no,
I said that after last.
It depends on what the trust is being lent towards. Like, do I trust him to be an offensive weapon for the Denver Nuggets, like in the biggest moments? No. Do I trust him to be a liability on the floor during a big game? Absolutely not. Like, I trust him to make the right decision. I trust him to step in and play with head and not just heart and all those things. So yeah, like I have faith in he wouldn't be somebody that you're like, oh my God, like this is a big problem. He's out there.
Yeah, my circle of trust. The definition of it is: do I trust you in a playoff game? Like, that's it. Do I trust you to be in the rotation in a playoff game? Like, do I feel really confident in your minutes out there? And yeah, I think Christian Braun's in it for me. So yeah, he had a great night. 19 points, a career high, 7 to 10 shooting, hit both of his 3-point attempts, played a team high, a game high, 34 minutes as well, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, minus 13. He was actually like a ±0
Around.
I think, through some of the third quarter.
Yep.
And then the Timberwolves went on a run late when he was still in the game. But yeah, a really good all-around game from Christian Braun tonight. The other kind of headliner from Denver, I think, is Michael Porter. 22 points for Porter, which was a team high, 7 to 16 shooting, just 2 of 10 from 3. What did you think of Michael Porter's night, Vogt? I mean, obviously, we talked in the pregame that this could be his spotlight game, the game where he could really go crazy outside of, not outside of Denver starters. What do you think of his night?
Yeah, I think I'm probably a little higher on his performance than others. I think my biggest complaint is actually rebounding. Only 3 rebounds in this game. Mm-hmm. And that's, I think, I talked pregame about it's cool if he wants to get a bunch of shots up and be aggressive, but stay engaged. So only 3 rebounds. That's, to me, where I'm like, okay, well, I think you got away from that concerted effort. 2 of 10 from 3, small handful of those were forced. For the most part, I actually liked the approach. I thought he looked pretty good taking the ball to the rim. And as you mentioned, it's not like a lot of that was just him forcing the issue, putting the ball on the floor and finding 2 points because there was no offense being run.
And I'm telling you, McDaniels, he was pressing up
defender.
into Porter at the 3-point line like the whole game. He was not going to let Mike get off too many open looks from 3.
No, it's a great defender. It's a tough matchup. And so 2 of 10 is not great. And
20. I just did the math. 20%.
Yeah, not great. And I think about 3 of them were probably forced at one point when the game was looking lost. But the way he took the ball to the rim was actually pretty good. And it's the kind of, I highlight that because it's the kind of thing maybe the last time he played without Jokic, he wouldn't have done, right? Like those Dallas games where he was kind of a non-factor. But I thought he was aggressive tonight. I liked the way he played. Just wish he had rebounded a bit better.
Yeah. Did you like the way he played?
I mean, it was fine. He's like, he did good stuff. He did bad stuff. I was saying, Michael Porter Jr. is a great player in certain circumstances. Like if Michael Porter Jr. was like the player that you were building your franchise off of, it would be like really difficult to see the light.
Yeah.
But he can do some things. But it also it's awesome to see when it's like you can do whatever you want. He's like moderately effective, but it's like, let's back up to another game where you can just fit in and be a piece and you're lethal. You're deadly. You're the reason the Denver Nuggets can achieve great heights. And so tonight was like, okay, I mean, I'm really struggling to pull anything from this game.
Can tell. Yeah.
I mean, truly, there's stuff, but it's all contained in this game. Like nobody was playing a role even remotely close to what is going to be asked of them. I hope, because if they play the roles they were playing tonight, going forward, something terrible has happened. So I hope we never see the things we saw again tonight. I mean, it's fine, but.
Yeah.
I think in this game, Michael Porter Jr. allowed fans to show themselves, like what type of fan they truly are.
Okay.
Like there's the one fan that looks at this and they say, I mean, he's still knocking down shots, and they understand he needs a good point guard. He needs a good setup man to be effective. He needs a guy that's going to be able to put him in his spots, and he's going to run the process like he's a process player. Then there's the fan that believes that he should just shoot it every single time. And he should be able to create off of the dribble and think that's what he is. And being able to create off of the dribble, especially at the NBA level, like that's a characteristic flaw. That's just not something that you just pick up and you just have. Like, you have to work on that. That has to be part of your bag. He does not have that in his bag. No. But he did show that when his feet are set, he's going to still knock down the shot. He's also showed that he's going to put the ball, on the floor and try to create in different ways, and we did get to see that in this game. Yes, you want the rebounding to be there. Yes, you want him to show that he can put it on the floor because that'll make him, a little bit better of a shooter if you can create off the dribble and knock it down. But you need Michael Porter Jr. to be a knockdown three-pointer, and he has shown that he can be that. So this one game does not do that, but it just shows you, like, do you want to be a fantasy type of like, I just want him to just score 40 because no one else is there? Or do you want him to go through what the Nuggets have wanted him to be? He showed that he is what they want him to be.
And I would just stress, Dev, I know I just said it, but I would just stress that I think in non-Jokic minutes for Porter, that's progress. And if a few more of those threes fall, it's a 30-point game and we're all saying, actually, he looked pretty good.
Yeah.
And again, we've come a long way from he missed his first threes. They're not running anything. He's not playing defense. He puts his head down and removes himself from the game. One of the big criticisms is, can he put the ball on the floor and take it to the rim? And he did that tonight, actually more effectively than he shot from deep. It's not an A-plus game, but I actually thought it was a sneaky progress from Porter given the context.
All right. Let's hit a break. A lot more to get to, maybe not from this game, but
I know, dude.
Around the association.
Who wants to hear us talk about animals we can fight?
That could be a good segment.
Who
wants to do segment 4?
I want to do a snake draft of snakes.
Segment 5.
Yeah, dude. I've got my number one pick.
Segment 5 of a 4-segment
King Cobra,
show.
number one snake.
All right, I'll take Anaconda. Let's hit that break.
All right, I'll take the first ad read. NBA fans, it's time to bring hoops action to the palm of your hand with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. This week, new customers can bet $5 and win $200 in free bets. Instant law. For a limited time, all new and existing customers can get a no-sweat same-game parlay every day. We can't guarantee that you'll actually stop sweating, but you will get comped if your same-game parlay misses. You get a free bet back. That's pretty cool. Download the app now. Sign up with code DNVR. New customers can bet $5. Get $200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA with code DNVR. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions do apply. So go ahead and see those show notes for details.
Another one.
Sorry, buddy.
Go ahead.
The American Raptors at Infinity Park have joined a new league, the Columbia Rugby Federation. It's actually pretty sweet. Intercontinental competition featuring 6 teams from South America. The Raptors are the only North American team in the competition. So they're going to play 6 matches on the road, but also 6 matches at home and at Infinity Park, which is Rugbyville, USA. Strong, thriving rugby culture in Colorado. If you don't know, now you know. Check them out. Remember, tickets are free at AmericanRaptors.com. And if you can't see the game, they stream all the games from their website. And check out the DNVR Rugby podcast hosted by our guy, Colton Strickler.
All right, I'm going to throw out a DraftKings Sportsbook pick
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Joel
Embiid to shoot 500 free throws.
Should I pick the big game?
Oh, you have a big game? Let's go, dude.
Big game?
Oh, yes.
Dude, I want to hear your big game pick.
I don't know what my big game pick should be. I'm on the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now.
Dude, go with your heart. What do you think? Just pick the game. Just pick the money line. Who
pick
wins?
the money line?
Go put it on wax right now.
Who wins the big game?
Who's in it again? Oh, the Eagles and the Chiefs, right?
Eagles versus Chiefs.
The Chiefs are going to win the big game.
I like the pick. I hate it.
I like the pick.
I mean, I'm just following the script.
Oh, I hate the script.
I got an early look at the script.
Philly has a chance. Philly made it to the finals in the MLS and the World Series, and they lost.
It wasn't part of the script.
So another finals loss for the Philly sports scene could sit right with
Hate to see it. God. I'll take the Chiefs in the big game. DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week.
Terrible.
It's going to suck when it happens, but I mean, it's a script.
All you got to do is go opposite of Mattress Mac.
Oh, yeah.
That's literally all you have to do, man.
Did he pick the Eagles?
You're losing millions.
Or did he pick the Chiefs?
I'm sure he's going to choose the Eagles.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Well, we'll see.
I think the Eagles might win.
Yeah, they're really good. Probably
Just
the
go
best
opposite
team.
of him.
The Eagles only lost one game this year, and it was when Jalen Hurts was out.
Dude,
Welcome back
the
into the
script.
DNVR Broncos podcast.
Follow the script.
Yeah, it's true. I'm sorry. Did you want to talk more about this game?
I was just going
We
to say
just
that the
watched?
script for tonight stunk.
All right, we're
Yeah.
back here on the DNVR Nuggets post-game lounge, the DNVR Nuggets podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use the code DNVR when you sign up and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Going over this Nuggets loss, 128-98 to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Anybody else in the box score we need to talk about, fellas?
King of the game, Adam Mares, who missed tonight's game and post game. Good job.
I like that. Bruce Brown,
yeah.
16 points, 7 assists, 3 turnovers. I thought he was okay. Nothing special from him. Vlatko, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. DeAndre Jordan, 6 points, 6 rebounds. He was pretty rough.
It was rough.
Yeah.
And the box score isn't even that bad, but watching it was.
I never want to watch another Bruce Brown, DeAndre Jordan pick and roll. I'd never want to see it again.
What
This is
about
like a pick and
Well,
groan.
the sad thing about
Yeah,
it is
calling that a pick and roll is
A pick and groan.
Yeah, doing it an injustice.
the bad part is that has to be your backup point guard and your backup center.
what
so you're
about
going to see it. You're
I
gonna
still
see
don't
it.
want to see it.
a Facu J Mike pick and pop? Does that make you feel better?
What is worse? That's a great question. What is worse? Zeke Naji had 10 points off the bench, minus 21. Ish Smith really filled up the box score, actually.
He did.
10.7 rebounds, 5 assists for Ish Smith.
Sneaky king of the game. candidate.
Sneaky candidate for king of the game.
I was comatose at that point. I don't know. I literally stopped watching the game. I'm sorry. I can't. I just can't pretend.
Davon Reed played 20 minutes. He scored 2 points, 0 of 4. He was a minus 26. This was one of my takeaways tonight. How did Micah Malone play Davon Reed over Christian Brown for the first, month and a half, 2 months of this season? How is
crazy,
that
man.
something that actually
Because
happened?
he's a rookie and the Nuggets are in first place and it's fine. It wasn't a dire situation. Now it's become so. It's because of Bones, not because of Davon Reed. Davon Reed is a veteran. You give
Is he?
veterans first.
He's not a
he?
veteran, though.
More
That's the
so than
thing. He's
Christian
like
Brown.
26.
But he'd been in the league longer. Like then you just give vets get priority with Michael Malone, but it doesn't cement their status.
I mean, we like Davon Reed on this show. Friend of the show, Mr. Dependable, but, I mean, that's
Apparently not, by the
pretty
way.
wild looking back on it.
I agree. I just got to say, and I don't even mean to be, I don't know, maybe I am. The Jeff Green minutes were really brutal again.
Bro, they were bad.
They were bad. Now, he had to play in this game, so I'm not even trying to make a point of like, it does seem like Vlatko has passed and leapfrogged in the rotation, and that's awesome. But man, Jeff was rough tonight.
It's really interesting watching Jeff Green and Christian Brown on the floor at the same time.
Yeah, dude.
You have one guy who's a rookie who's just like hyped up for every single opportunity that he gets.
Yeah.
He's going to go 100% every time down. And then you have Jeff Green, who's been through this exact scenario like 15 times in his career.
Oh,
He looks out of gas, like, to me.
I mean,
But like, is he just not pressing on the gas, or is he completely out of gas?
Well, I don't know. He's already coming back from an injury, for one. Two,
it was a broken hand. It's not like he couldn't
That's true.
Has
keep
he been
his
good since he's been back?
conditioning up from that
He's
injury.
been bad. Like that's
No.
just he has not had a good game since then.
Right.
He's old. I think you guys forget that. And we
definitely
don't even
don't
see
forget
those
that.
highlight dunks and plays anymore right now. Like
That's
Yeah,
a big
man,
part of
he's
it.
just-
That's
it's
a
very
big-
difficult
Of
because
course.
he's not bringing
It's like his-
anything right now.
It's
and
like his
he's
30th
taking those
season.
minutes.
Yeah, like it's, this is kind of how it goes. And now you have, with Jeff Green, you have the benefit of like all of this wisdom at the NBA level. You have the player coach on the bench. You have all of the things that come with having a savvy vet, and you're not required to play him.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, okay, like.
In this game, he probably did have to.
Well,
I mean,
in
maybe
this
Jack
game,
White
but I
would
mean,
have
you were
played, I don't
you
know.
were gonna lose this. You could play anybody. You were gonna lose this game no
Right.
matter what.
Right.
Yeah. Peyton Watson got 10 minutes off the bench. Like I mentioned in the fast recap, his first play of the game was a really bad turnover. Didn't have another turnover, so at least that was good.
You know what?
Oh, hell
that's
yeah.
a good. That's a rep.
Yeah.
That's a rep where the game speed at the next level was too fast for him. He didn't read the play, and that's like we would laugh at it, but that's something for him to reflect on.
Yeah. There's no way I look at this Peyton Watson game and think that he was horrible. Like, he really just looked like a rookie that has not played a lot of minutes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And that's exactly what he is. Like, he didn't stand out in the bad ways. He's just kind of out there. You want to put him in more situations. You want him to give him more time because that's what everybody needs. So I don't think this was a bad Peyton Watson game. It just was a big.
Wasn't a good one.
You could just see a huge discrepancy from him and Christian Braun.
Yeah. And then the other guy who was available to play, Jack White was available, and then the other guy who was available to play was Bones Hyland, who did not play.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's about.
Jeez.
I mean, we were talking about it on the pregame
What do
show.
these tea leaves say?
Yeah.
Get to the bottom of
and
this
it's
one.
like, look, Nuggets are obviously going to trade Bones Hyland, trying to trade Bones Hyland. That's clearly what's happening. And if you needed any more evidence to come to that conclusion, you got it tonight when, without 4 starters, Bones Hyland still could not get on the floor. And so, I mean, obviously he's in trade talks. Obviously the Nuggets are trying to move him. One of the teams that is rumored to have interest is the Minnesota Timberwolves. So it's kind of interesting that those two teams match up twice here in a row with the trade deadline less than a week away. Vogt, how likely of a potential destination do you think Minnesota would be for Bones Hyland?
Well, listen, who drafted Bones Hyland?
Tim Connolly.
Tim Connolly. And Tim Connolly likes his hoopers. There's probably some point guard slots available in the near future for Minnesota. Does Bones help them get better this season? Probably not. But they're also a team that, as much as they're contending for the 4 seed right now, they also probably have an eye to the future. Mm-hmm. Yes, right? Yes. Like Tim is the first guy who looked at Bones and said, I want this guy on my team, literally. So it's the first place to start. It'd be nice to win one of those in-division trades with Tim to be on the other side of it.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That'd be cool.
Is there anybody on Minnesota, guys, that piqued your interest tonight?
Like, who looked good?
If there was going to be a potential Bones trade to the Timberwolves, is there anybody on Minnesota that you would like to see come to Denver in return?
Kyle Anderson.
Anderson.
I would love to have him. I just think that it would it would benefit him in so many ways, and you could actually play him. Like, he's going to play actual minutes for Denver. So I think that would be a guy for me.
Kyle Anderson would be nice because on that second unit right now, you've got Bruce Brown at backup point guard. It would be a nice little luxury to have another guy out there who kind of sees the floor as a point guard. Like Kyle Anderson, who's kind of like a point forward.
It's like a tertiary playmaker.
Yeah, he can bring the ball up. He can play make a little bit. So I agree. I think Kyle Anderson would be a nice fit.
No way that trade happens, right?
I
don't know.
Dude, give me Austin Rivers. Give me Austin Rivers.
Currently suspended Austin Rivers.
Yes. I don't care.
Hey, all we're missing is a good quote on this team.
We have an Austin Rivers game in the playoffs in the last couple of years. He stepped up big time in the playoffs. Like Austin Rivers is a big game player, and he is
Is he in your circle of trust?
At times.
Yeah.
But we're talking about a backup point guard. Like Bruce Brown to me, in the times he's run been the primary point guard. Like it's not something we should count on in any way, shape, or form. It's not looking good. So we want somebody that can be a little bit of a floor general. Austin Rivers can do that. Like he doesn't have to be your primary, and also he can defer to Jamal. Those guys have a good relationship. Like to me, it's like, all right, like give me a vet back. Give me somebody that's going to help us this year, or rather than I want to win the championship. Like give me somebody that's going to help us win the championship. I don't always want to be thinking about the future. Yeah. If we're gonna give up on talent, like give me somebody back that's gonna. And I don't know what Bones' value. I mean, there's a lot of players on the Timberwolves. They have a pretty good collection of talent. I just don't know who you could get at this exact moment in time. The way that Bones' trade value has been like super diminished.
Yeah. I just don't really know what Bones' trade value is right now. Like, it could be a first-round pick and a player. It could be
I
not even a first-round pick.
When you're in a position of like
know.
you gotta make a trade, like you have no. That's not a position of power. That's not.
Exactly,
You
yeah.
have no leverage in that. It's
and DNPs in the meantime. Right?
Yeah.
It's not like he's going off and someone maybe had a couple whiskeys and they're like, who looks good around the league tonight?
Yeah.
He's not playing.
Yeah. I do love Kyle Anderson, though. I think he's a guy who could play minutes for the Nuggets. Taurean Prince is kind of like the poor man's Kyle Anderson. Same position.
I know.
But Taurean Prince was so meh tonight. I might be off.
in that 4-5 spot, it's like we've got so many guys.
Yeah.
How different, like, in terms of utility, how different is he from Vlatko Cancar?
That's what I mean.
I would probably rather Vlatko. I probably would.
I mean, you can't say like. Of course, you would want McDaniels. Of course, you would want Naz Reid. You can't get those guys, so it's no point in even thinking about it. And I don't want to go all conspiracy corner here or anything like that.
No, Dev, please go conspiracy corner.
Take us to any other
corner. After the game, guess who Jokic talked to?
Jokic, who wasn't even in Minnesota?
Oh no, it was not. Oh,
mean
was
the
it
last
him?
game?
Fraudulent conspiracy corner.
God damn it! It was someone else.
Who did you possibly mistake
Dev, pop
for
quiz.
mistake Jokic for?
What day of the week is it?
I don't know what happened.
Wait, what?
Talk about something else. I just told you I don't want to go
random white guy on the Nuggets.
Oh
talking
my
to somebody?
god, that's amazing.
Man.
Yeah, wow.
False flag conspiracy.
I'll tell you, dude. We've talked about this again. If you were in earshot of me last night, first off, I am so sorry. Second off, if you weren't, you're about to be in earshot of me now.
So he's sorry again.
I'm going to be sorry. I want the Denver Nuggets, if they're going to trade Bones Hyland, I want them to get Monte Morris back. That is the move.
Take that trade.
That is the move I want the Denver Nuggets to make.
That'd be such a funny move.
I would co-sign that. I would triple sign that. I would be like, okay, fine. Like, we gave up on future talent, but we're getting somebody back who is an absolute rock solid option for the second unit, can drive play, can create, can drive and kick, can activate all of the other players, and obviously understands the culture, is very cool with it. Like, that's the move where I'm like, dude, make that happen. Make that happen. I'm happy.
Judging off Monte Morris's Twitter activity, I feel like he wants to be back as a Nugget too.
Dude, I'm so down.
He wants to be
He's
back.
probably also looking from afar at the still vacant Mr. Nugget title, being like, I could come back and wear
He would
that crown
jump
again.
right back into
It
it.
goes
He would.
right to him.
It's
It
his.
goes
Yeah.
right back to him.
It's his if he wants it.
Mr. Nugget Emeritus.
Yeah.
That trade doesn't happen though, right? We have fun saying that.
Why? Why can't it not
I
happen?
don't know.
They just traded him out.
So?
Are relationships irreparable?
Oh,
Like, what's-
no, dude. With Mr. Nugget?
Listen, if you're gonna talk me into this, I'm in. I want to be talked into it. I'm just call me skeptic about that,
Bro, you so quickly get to, it's a business and stuff really quick on stuff like this. And then when you bring back, like, there's no way that he's upset at anybody in the world of the Nuggets,
Yeah, I don't
except
think
for
so.
maybe he would be upset at Calvin Booth for trading him. But
I
like,
don't
then
think
he
so.
brings him back. It's like, we didn't
He
want.
understood it was a business.
Yeah, he's
Also,
like, they didn't
you know
wanna
it's
trade him.
positive because he still posts a lot about Denver.
He does
Definitely,
post
yeah.
all
He
the
was
time
also
about-
still in Denver after the trade happened for a while. Like he loves Denver.
Yeah. All right, let's hit another break. Here's what I want to do, guys. If you have questions in the comments, ask us a question. Kale's going to star those, and then we can answer some of those in that next segment. Trade questions, rotation questions, whatever you got, put them in the comments. We'll star the good ones and answer them on the other side of this break here.
Oh, right. Break. Okay. Here's the deal. Breckenridge Brewery is the official beer of DNVR, and they've got a lot of different beers you can try. The top beer that I suggest you try is the Mile High City Golden Ale. It's a retro look with a fresh new taste and a fresh can. And shout out Jen, by the way, who brought some cans full of chocolate.
Shout out, Jem.
What a delightful
They're sitting right there.
surprise. Dove chocolates.
I ate like 12 of those
Me
tonight.
too. I got sick this morning just getting back into them. Breckenridge Brewery is the best. Check out their farmhouse. We did some live shows there recently. It was great. The food's amazing. But you don't need to be at the compound to get some Breck Brew. You can get it here at the DNVR Bar. You can also hit up the Breck Beer Locator, and it's going to tell you exactly where you need to go. We were robbed of the two-man game tonight, gentlemen. But there's another 2-man game in Denver that doesn't sleep. They don't load manage. No nights off for Backus and Shankers who win.
Oh, man.
For
Backus
Colorado
and Shanker,
families.
maybe the second best 2-man game in Denver.
Maybe arguably more dependable these days. I don't see these guys load manage. I'm just kidding. Listen, they're not going to charge you until they win your case. There's no upfront fee to speak to them. There's no fee while they work on it. You're not paying them unless they win you money. And they have won money. They've won over $1 billion for their clients. They're serving locations. They've got neighborhood offices in Denver, Aurora, Englewood, Fort Collins. More than 30 lawyers and 100 folks on staff. You're going to get attention. You've got the firepower, the manpower. Backus and Shanker helps with all kinds of injury cases when you weren't at fault. Car accidents, motorcycles, rideshare, pedestrians, trucks. Just call them at 222-2222. That's not a joke. That's their phone number. Remember the number 2, and you're good to go. Backus and Shanker, they win for Colorado.
Hell yeah.
There we go. Back here on the DNVR Nuggets podcast, the DNVR Nuggets post-game lounge presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Make sure to use the code DNVR when you sign up and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Final note on guys on Minnesota that I like. I already mentioned this, but Jaden McDaniels would be the perfect piece for the Nuggets to add. And I bet 29 or 28 other NBA teams are saying something similar. But my God, like Jaden McDaniels would be perfect for the Nuggets off the bench.
Yeah, they'll march right to Tim Connolly's personal house and behead him in Minnesota. I
Oh
think,
yeah,
if he
they
makes that
would
deal.
potentially
They're
like
Tim, we're here at your personal house.
threaten to kill him if they traded McDaniels away.
You better hole up inside your personal house.
He can definitely not do that at this trade deadline. Maybe that's something to revisit like in the offseason or next year. Did we get any good questions, Kale, from the people out there?
We did. We also have some super chats.
Okay,
Super
great.
chats? Oh my God.
The real ones are super
Dude,
chatting
this
tonight.
absolute
These are
sickos.
sicko chats. is
Yeah,
what they are.
absolutely.
Absolute
Let's get to all
sicko
of them.
chats.
Jacob, super chat, not saying the outcome would have changed, but not playing our second to third best available players due to trade rumors is pretty inexcusable.
What?
Bones?
He's just saying we should have played Bones. The Nuggets should have given their best shot to this game.
Mm-hmm.
No, the NBA is stealing your money on this. Like, you should be mad about everything that happened tonight. It doesn't matter for the Nuggets, but like, it's disgusting that the NBA allows their product to be this watered down and terrible, and they have no one but themselves to blame. Like, they put Denver in a terrible position. My only hope in all of this is that Richard Jefferson did not see this game. He, as a child,
I had Richard in my thoughts
as a
tonight.
child, Richard Jefferson would go to games, and the very thought of it will bring him to tears. Unfortunately, Nikola Jokic did not suit up tonight, and I pray Richard Jefferson did not see it. I would hate for him to break down on national television again.
Yeah. What else do we got here? Gluten.
Nice.
I am so mad at Adam Silver for doing this.
Yes.
I'll direct all your anger
Yes.
to the commissioner of the
Just
NBA.
love the idea of a guy going by the name Gluten paying money to just
I know, man.
shit on Adam
Dude, I want to
Silver.
find Adam Silver's personal house. I want
Personal
to track him
house.
down there.
Not his
For
office,
sure.
Eric. His personal place of residence.
For sure. Zane Warner went to the bar, became a diehard tonight.
Let's
go
go!
Nuggets!
Oh, Zane, it was good to meet you, dude.
Dude, that is the-
Shout out Zane.
That is
Sorry
the,
about the game.
most diehard move I've ever heard
Oh
in my
man,
entire
if you were
life.
at the bar tonight, you were a certified diehard.
And
Absolutely.
then he became, wow. Yo, that's top tier.
Jose Avilas. When you try to get your DNVR content on the Wish app and a knockoff shows up in a mangled wet box labeled Denver Sports.
Wet box.
A wet box.
To spend money to be petty like that this late.
Dude,
Great
box.
super chat, man.
that is our guy.
Top.
That is our like listen, we're not
You're a
talking
diehard for that.
we're
super
not
chat.
talking about that mess for the time being because we know people don't want to hear about it all the time, but believe you me, that is still happening for us.
Yes, absolutely. Matt Sheehan, on a scale of 1 to foolish, how foolish would it be to have Ish try running the second unit? The group needs a drinkster, and Ish is always stirring.
I think
I
it's pretty
think that'd be
foolish.
foolish.
Very foolish.
I don't think Ish Smith is very good. Actually,
He wasn't good tonight,
I
that's
know
for
he's
sure.
not very
This would
good.
be a shanty. You guys don't get it, but
I get it. I get that. Ashanti.
Yeah. I'm gonna Google that one.
I know who
'Cause
Ashanti is.
I'm
I don't get the
real.
show.
Foolish, right?
way you walk. All right.
I think that would be foolish. I think Bruce Brown is capable as a second unit point guard. It would be nice to have like a Kyle Anderson type out there with him, or just somebody else who can
Or
play
Jamal
pick
Murray.
and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see Jamal Murray out there with that second unit a lot. I do feel like. So.
I just feel like what we're talking about is like basically 10 to 12 minutes a night that need to be covered.
yeah.
So, and then, the Nuggets showed last night in the game that's actually worth analyzing that they can just clamp down defensively during that time, score sparingly, but just like not allow the other team and essentially just punt on, like just move those minutes along, just cancel them out, which is fine, so you don't have to like, but again,
Yeah. Seth Bang. I'd leave a bigger tip, but I put $50 on the Nugs money line.
Jesus, Seth.
And then doubled down at half and put $50 on the 19.5 point spread.
What were you thinking?
Other
Delete the
news.
app.
Looking for a money manager if anyone has any
Oh my
recommendations.
God.
Seth.
Yeah, dude, listen to Dev in the pregame show.
Yeah.
We predicted we'd be mundered.
We definitely did not give you that bet to make.
Me
That's
and
for
Seth
sure.
even talked about it on Twitter. I told him to take it back. He said, I'm doubling down.
Seth bets
Don't
like
chase
Westbrook
that.
plays in clutch time.
Don't.
He's like, I'm gonna do it even more.
Yeah, dude. Murchel came in. He's like, man, the Nuggets are gonna win." We're like, "No, they're not." And then in that second, he was like, "Oh no, dude, they're gonna come back." Anthony Edwards stole the ball and slammed it
What a-
so
what a
hard.
dumb-
We were like, "Bro, what are you talking about?"
All right. Anything else? Oh,
we got ATA and questions.
yeah.
We also have another read. One more read.
Questions? What do you want to do?
Let's
How
go
about-
ATA.
what time are we at?
42 minutes.
Oh, well, we need to take another break. So let's hit that, and then let's answer some more questions and go around the association.
Bro, we're down so bad as a podcast right now.
All right, picture this. Picture this. You and your buddies are sitting around enjoying some recreational marijuana.
Okay, I can
Nice.
picture that.
Like, good start, right, D-Line?
All right.
Uh-oh. You just ran out.
Spaghetti.
Worst case scenario.
Now, you might go to a brick and mortar dispensary, right, to get more.
Not me.
But you're under the influence. You shouldn't drive.
Uh-oh.
Be really, really smart. Don't drive. This is where Jive Hive comes into play. Jive Hive is a virtual dispensary. It's a dispensary on wheels. They deliver. They deliver to... Oh, don't have that list anymore. But here's the deal. If you go to
It's on the screen.
JIVEHYVE.com, you're going to see a menu that looks just like a menu you would see in any brick and mortar dispensary.
Yeah, especially those of you in Monument, Fountain,
Thank you.
Aurora,
Aurora,
Greenwood Village,
Falcon, Cimarron Hills,
various
Greenwood
areas
Village.
of El Paso.
Yeah.
Basically, if you scan this QR code or if you hit the link in our description, you can find out pretty quickly if they deliver to you or not. You can put the information in. It'll let you know whether or not you're in their available delivery
Yep.
area.
For whatever reason that you don't want to put yourself physically inside of a dispensary, there's one on wheels. And if you're in one of those neighborhoods, you can order whatever you want, your little heart's desire from Jive Hive. Don't drive.
Amen. Shout out Jive Hive.
Shout out, Jive.
Love the good folks over at Jive Hive. They're even in the chat from time to time.
Hell yeah.
Probably not tonight though.
No, they've got some self-respect.
We are back here on the DNVR Nuggets post-game lounge presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use the code DNVR when you sign up and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. We got one more super chat to get to, and then we'll get to some questions and around the association to finish things off here. 92 Dime. I really want to bring PJ Dozier back. Kings didn't sign him after his second 10-day, and I feel like he's exactly the type of player that we need. 92 Dime. Here's my response to that. You said it yourself. The Kings didn't keep him
Yeah.
after a 10-day contract.
We haven't seen him play since he's been injured.
Yeah.
What would make you want to bring him back?
He was good, man. He was good before he got hurt. Like he was a Swiss Army knife. He could run point a little bit. PJ Dozier was looking. I mean, Mr. Composure was looking great, and then he got hurt. We just don't know what he looks like, and it's not a great sign that yes, the Kings didn't sign him after the 10
That's
day.
not a good sign. I also will say I love the idea of PJ Dozier. The idea of him was always better than the actual player. Though.
I feel like, but before his injury, we were seeing actualized PJ Dozier minutes.
He was okay.
Yeah.
I was never always there, but I also think at this point, like the writing's on the wall for this, this season for him. He's not in NBA shape right now.
Yeah. Let's get to some of those questions. I saw some of them pop up.
Hell
there.
yeah. Let's see.
Josh asked, who are the 4 best teams in the West at the moment in order?
Denver
Nuggets, number 1.
I'm going to read the standings. What do you guys think?
Well, so is Dallas number 2 now?
I don't think so.
No, I'd still put Memphis too.
Me too.
Dude, Memphis has not won a game since.
They're on a 3-game losing streak.
Bro, they are in shambles.
They
The
really
West
are.
is in shambles. The Kings,
I'd still put them as the third
the
best
Clippers
team.
are 4.
I don't feel like the standings are going to be
Oh
much
my
help
God.
in determining this
The
currently.
Mavs have a
Dallas
chance.
could be the third best team in the West.
I mean, Sacramento at 3 feels like that could be toppled and replaced.
For sure. I feel like did Dallas become the second best team in the West?
I might go Denver, Memphis, Dallas, Phoenix.
I think so too.
Phoenix is a team that I definitely have not forgotten about, and they've not forgotten about.
I'm still gonna put Clippers in there. I just have to
That's
Why?
disgusting.
Why
but
do you have to?
You're entitled to that.
because they're still there and they haven't even had their guys. And now that they have their guys, they're winning games. Like they also have a really good coach. They still have a deep bench. They're not a bad team.
Okay.
Right, Ted.
Leo asked, what do you guys think of Zach Lowe's suggestion of Najee Marshall on a pick for Bones? I watched Najee Marshall
Yeah.
closely in that Pelicans game.
Right.
He was a double-digit positive. He also didn't really do anything. I like Najee Marshall. I feel like he's also kind of just the guy.
Najee Marshall is a player I learned about through that trade proposal. We've played the Pelicans many times.
Look, I
I've
think Christian Brown's
never
definitely better than Najee Marshall.
Yes.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I think this is an Adam question for Najee Marshall. I just couldn't imagine calling somebody Najee as a first name. So I can't.
Was
I
Zeke
can't do it.
Najee Najee
to
Marshall?
Najee. Yeah, I think we've reached our limit
the
already
problem.
on Najee.
We have Brown and Brown spelled differently, and then we have Zeke Najee. It's too much, man.
Malone
Malone had a
too
hard
rough
enough
for
time
us.
remembering Zeke was on the bench as it was.
It's a great point, Dev. For the name alone, we just can't do it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Chase Summers, Super Chat. Van Vliet to the Clippers. Bones, Kennard, Wall to Toronto. Mann to Denver.
I mean, I would do that.
Terrence Mann's a good player.
Terrence Mann's a good player.
Chase, you might be
If you
cooking
put
a
Van
little
Vliet
bit.
and Clippers, they're going to be really good. Like that would be horrible.
But we're better. Denver's better.
Yeah.
The starting 5 of Denver
Interesting
is better.
suggestion, though.
That's not terrible, Chase.
Yeah. Good return for Toronto, I think. Maybe. Rick Green. Does Chicago have anybody the Nuggets might like for Bones? I don't think so.
Chicago immediately brings you into the Caruso talk.
I mean,
but
Caruso's
they want,
been
they
my
want too
guy
much
the
for
whole
him, yeah.
time, but they want multiple firsts for him, and I feel like it might end up with just him not getting moved.
Plus, it's a joke. Like, why would you trade him for the joke to say that you like Caruso?
So we don't like Caruso? Is that
No,
what you're
it's a
saying?
bit. It's just a bit.
Liking Caruso is a
Yeah,
bit?
yeah,
Okay.
it's a bit.
Okay, well, I'm a living joke. I like Caruso.
Chris would be cool, but it's hard to
Yeah.
see that deal happen.
What do you
but also, like, Christian Brown is not that much worse than Caruso. Caruso's an elite defender. He's better than Christian Brown, but he's not like that
you're
much
right.
better.
I think
You know
you're
what I
right
mean?
about
Like, there's something to just like, if you want to commit to that kind of player, like just play Christian Brown, and so I don't know.
What do you think would move the Wizards to send Morris back? Well, because the Wizards season is done. They're just not good. Did you see the report that Will Barton wants a buyout?
I'm not surprised, man. He's getting DNPs, man. It's bad over
Look,
there.
those guys,
Their season's done.
those two went from one of the best situations in the league to one of the worst situations
Yep.
in the league. I can't imagine how miserable that season was for both of them.
Oh, it's
Was,
dude. It's still they're still
was
in it.
for
Yeah.
real.
Does Kyrie's trade to Dallas ultimately change the outcome if we play them in the playoffs? I don't think so. I still think the Nuggets are clearly better than Dallas. I think it makes the Mavs a tougher playoff team for sure. I think it raises their playoff ceiling. I still think the Nuggets are definitely a tier above them.
The Nuggets might average 130 a game in that series.
I know.
Dallas, they needed a firepower shakeup. Fully agree, but they got smaller and they got worse defensively.
Way worse. Yeah. If Bones is traded for a pick, who in free agency do you see the Nuggets bringing in to fill that roster spot? I mean, too early to tell, but I would just think the Calvin Booth prototype is Christian Braun. Like, plus size at the position, good defender, athletic. Like, those are the types of players the Nuggets are going to look to bring in for their roster for sure. And then
Bones for
Mr. Wizard.
Adam Mayers. What a great comment. What a great idea.
How quickly would Wizards fans fall in love with Bones, man?
No, really.
It would honestly be
quicker
perfect.
than we did.
Sending Bones to, like, not his hometown, but not his hometown, like that area of the country where he already has like a huge fan base. Like that to me, that is like the perfect move for all parties.
Dude, the Wizards are not winning anything anytime soon.
No.
So you might as well just have some vibes.
Get
you might as
vibed
well
up.
have another guard. And also, Bradley Beal's not the same scorer that he was, so you add some scoring punch. It's not like they're getting stops and they're trying to stop anybody. You might as well get a pick that makes sense. Monte does not even make sense for them anymore. He's a championship caliber point guard.
Yeah. A champion caliber backup point guard.
Exactly.
Yeah. Who wants to take us around the association
Let's go
before we
around
get
the
out of here?
association. Little ATA with the fellas.
Let's do a
ATA
little
with the
ATA with the
fellas.
fellas to wrap this night up.
All right, Dev, pop quiz. Who's in second place in the Western Conference?
Memphis Grizzlies?
That's correct. The Memphis Grizzlies. They lost tonight to the Toronto Raptors. The Torontos, who are spiraling, get a win over the Memphis Grizzlies, who are also spiraling.
John Morant was out of the lineup the day a report comes out that somebody in his entourage shined a red laser that maybe was from a gun at somebody in like Indiana's traveling party. Did you guys see that story?
Yes.
What the hell?
I can't believe he's not online to defend himself.
He is.
I can.
Oh, yes?
He is. He tweeted about it, actually.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we'll check that out. Desmond Bane, 26 points for Memphis. Not enough. Balanced effort from Toronto. Almost everyone that played except for Malachi Flynn in double figures. Well, let's go from 2 to 3, shall we? And as we just discussed, that's the Sacramento Kings right now.
Light the beam.
Big game against the Pelicans, who, good God, do they need one? They got one. A big one.
Turn the beam off.
136 to 104. A blowout win. Murphy dropped 30 points in this game. Trey Murphy the third. 24 for CJ McCollum. And, oh, man, no one even broke 20 for Sacramento. It was it was brutal.
Pack up the beam.
So the West gets weaker right there because
Dude.
that's what, 2 and 3?
I
2 and 3
cannot
take
believe
a loss.
I cannot believe the state of the West right now. It is in absolute shambles. There is nothing. I can't remember a year like this when it's just like who's good. It's literally just the Nuggets.
The Nuggets.
It's literally just the Nuggets.
And I actually think Memphis is good too, but are they great?
This is there is you can like understand what kind of team you have about how they perform going into the All-Star break. If your team is like ready to pack it up weeks before the All-Star break and you should just start dropping games for no good reason, you know that you have a squad that is like a 1-2-3 Cancun type squad.
Oh, absolutely.
And like we're seeing it, like you just see like the makeup, because I watched the Nuggets do this for years where we're like, oh, okay, cool, we're like gaining ground, we just need to win these couple, and then they would go into the 3-4 games leading up to the All-Star break and just trip and fumble it, and you're like, oh, they're unserious. They don't actually want to make a move. But Denver this year is different, man.
There was a national showcase game tonight on
baby.
ESPN, the worldwide leader. The New York Knickerbockers taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. And, oh, man, only 6 made field goals for Joel Embiid. He must have struggled. Hang on, 31 points?
Oh, how'd that happen?
18 of 19 from the line. Glad you asked, Wind. In a loss by 11 to the Knicks.
Oh, my God.
24 for Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, 21, and 17 off the bench for Evan Fournier. Don't Google. The Knicks get the Espen win over Philly.
The Nuggets scored more points than the 76ers tonight.
Bro, what the hell?
98-97.
That is,
That's how their games go.
yo, what in God's name?
They mundered also.
Oh
Cleveland
my God.
back on the winning track, 122-103 for Indy. Indy briefly a really fun story. That Halliburton injury is back now, but since then they've really tumbled. And then the Who Gives a Shit Bowl.
Let's go.
Orlando topped Charlotte 119-113.
Wow.
Appropriate way to end this one.
Wow.
Who gives a shit about this game?
You know what, though?
If
Listen.
you're gonna lose, pick a night when the 2 and 3 seeds also lose. How about that?
Yeah, which it turns out is most nights now. Everybody loses. But you know what we did? We had some time with the fellas.
We
You
did
know,
have some time with the fellas.
what a treat. Like, you know, sometimes NBA basketball is not good, but you know what is always good is the community, the real ones,
Yeah.
the sickos, the people that will just want to talk about the Nuggets, even if it's not worth talking about. I commend all of you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the questions. You're all diehards tonight.
Sickos
Every
even.
single one of you.
Sickos even.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back with a full week of shows next week. Can't wait. Talk to you guys then.
Let's go.